To you once again, and thank you so much for joining us. Remember that this morning we've been crossing live to Nigeria for you, Abuja, and that's where Leanne Manners has been since about, I think, Wednesday this week. So if you've been wondering where she was, that's where she's been. She's been tasting the food there. She's been taking a look at the markets. She's been speaking to some newsmakers, thought leaders there, as well as a number of other stakeholders who are very involved in affairs related to Nigeria. And why are we there? Well, that's because SAA has decided to launch a direct flight from Johannesburg to Abuja, and it has been well received, might I add. A lot of people commenting on their social media saying it is about time. A lot of business crossing from Nigeria and South Africa. But before we go to Leanne, and she is standing by for us, let's take a look at this.
What does it mean to be African? To be rich in texture, vibrant, colorful, in our diversity. Here, we look to grow more than just our livelihood. We yearn to thrive. We barter with ourselves, making sacrifices to find new, innovative ways of doing things. We are intrinsically hopeful, stirred by the idea that we are capable of greatness that is waiting for us to reach out and claim it. That it is ours, always, and that our voices are worthy of the world's ears. Every journey starts with a dream, a goodbye, a hope, a single step forward, a higher purpose that drives us to new horizons, steered by safe hands to the treasures that lie beyond it. We find the courage to let ourselves dream bigger and embrace that which stands in our way. The courage to trust that we are never alone. We begin to understand that wherever we've come from has only molded us for where we are going. That the alliances we build along the way open us to the world so that we can reach for its warm embrace. The spirit.
Isn't it amazing having a look at that sun burning through the sky here in Abuja? Wow, what a sight. It's absolutely beautiful as it just glows over this lake that's behind us. A little bit hazy, but nonetheless, that of course is all of the sand that blows in from the Sahara. And it's quite difficult, I must say, to get used to all of this sand and haze around you. You never quite ever get to see the sky and the blueness of it, but it's not always like this. I think it's a very seasonal thing, and we're here at a time where it's the very, very dry season. There's usually a lot of rain in the area as well, but at this point it's quite dry, so that's of course the time of the year. But it's been such a wonderful time learning about Abuja, learning about Nigeria. Now, for those of you that don't know too much about Abuja, it's no Lagos, that much I can tell you. Abuja is much more of a quieter town, if you can call it that, because it's still full of a lot of activity. It's the administrative capital of Nigeria. You'll find a lot of the embassies here. You'll find a lot of the people working here in different sectors, but not quite that buzz and the industry that you'll find in Lagos. Now, this was actually built in the 1980s, and it was something that has been growing substantially ever since that. And when Lagos was getting overpopulated, they needed somewhere for the population to sort of move to, and this was the idea to bring a lot of people here. It was then in the 90s declared the capital of Nigeria. But let's speak to an expert, shall we? Somebody who, of course, knows everything about Nigeria, who's been taking us through the tours that we've been going on. Chikezi Asuagu, who is from the Nigerian tourism official. It is so good to have you with us, and welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we talk about this history of Abuja and the population. I mean, I was reading some unbelievable statistics as to the percentage that the city grows on an annual basis. What are we looking at? How fast is it growing?
It's growing very well. The city is even expanding. People are coming in from other parts of Nigeria. the east, west, north and south. Accommodation is expanding, the road infrastructure, everything is expanding in Abuja, and then people are finding this place very exciting to be in.
Yeah, I would imagine it's exciting. I mean, you look at the road infrastructure and it's actually really, really good. You hear so many stories about Nigeria, and until you come here and experience it for yourself, then you really get to understand it for what it is. But the roads are very good, particularly here in Abuja.
Yes, this is the capital city of Nigeria, so we cannot get anything but the best.
Yeah.
This is a large construction site, and everywhere is coming up. You see a lot of construction going on around Wuse, Gariki, the phase 1, phase 2. A lot of places are coming up. The satellite areas, satellite cities, they're all coming up. Infrastructure, water, electricity, roads, other services, health, human services, they're all coming up in Abuja. And for people who want to invest, this is the right time to invest.
In Nigeria.
Yes.
We talk about tourism figures, and I know that South Africa, we measure our tourists in and out of the country very, very closely because it does a lot for our economy. Are you as particular about tourism here in Nigeria?
Well, we are in Abuja right now, and this is a business leisure center. You have a lot of places to go to in Abuja, from the Zuma Rock, which we saw yesterday, a landmark place, and the Zuma Rock Nigerian Village. Also, the Katampe Hill we are visiting today. The lake, the Jabi Lake, we are just backing right now. The nightlife here is awesome. You're going to experience that this evening.
I am going to experience that this evening.
Yes, the food is wonderful. We saw yesterday we had food at the park, and also we have fish, the exciting point and kill fish.
Yeah, catfish. I've never thought to eat catfish, but that's it's a big thing here.
Yes, and then the people are nice. Drivers they take it easy. The traffic lights are working, so it's easy for people to drive around, move around, see the city. It's awesome being in Abuja.
Yeah.
It's a different city from what people think about when they go to Lagos, the traffic jams and so many people. Abuja is more spaced out.
Yeah.
We've got, I don't think we've even done 10% of the city, I mean, in terms of development, 10% of the capital territory in terms of development. So there's a lot coming up.
But in terms of tourists coming and visiting, what does it look like? I mean, do you get a lot of tourists?
We do. Most people that are coming now come for business, and when they finish their business, they take 2 days to see the sites in Abuja, move around, interact with the people, look at the cultural festivals, cultural artifacts around here. They go for shopping, see also the markets. Our market is different from where we shop. Is different from where other people shop. Yeah. We shop in the open markets. Now, some South African companies are coming to build malls. One is just right behind us here. So they experience our own type of market, and it's absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Is there a way of actually counting the tourists that come in? Does that happen? Do you have your tourism minister sort of saying, well, we had X amount of visitors coming in to visit here this year, or are we not there yet? Because I even believe that in terms of hotel gradings, you don't even have a grading system right now.
We don't have a grading system right now. It's still in the works.
Okay.
And then the infrastructure, the statistics, the government is still working on how to put together the statistics. But the customs and the immigrations have their figures right now.
Yeah.
So the next stage is the tourism agencies to put together all those little details and then let us have them.
Yeah. Just finally, as I wrap up the interview, I think one of the big things that people worry about is the safety of coming to Nigeria. How safe is it to travel as a tourist in Nigeria?
You should tell us, because you've been going around and nobody harassed you, not even a pinch. You see people, you want to talk to them, they're so happy to talk to you. You ask a question, they're so happy to respond to you. It's so safe. It's so safe. You get pockets just like every other place. You get pockets of 1 or 2 issues here and there, but it's absolutely safe. We've never had any incident, and I don't think we're going to have any incident. So it's really, really safe.
Yeah. Chika,
Yes.
thank you very much for talking to us here. And we look forward to the rest of our adventure for today. And of course, tonight.
Thank you very much.
Tonight, we're going to hit the town in Abuja. I can't wait to see the nightlife, because that's what everybody talks about. The nightlife here in Nigeria apparently is unbelievable. We've been too busy working to experience it. So tonight I'll go out and figure that out. All right, Valen, while I get ready and prepared to psych myself up for a night out, tell me what's happening on the sport field.